Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And don't look for there to be any more Owl House.
Well, there wasn't going to be anyway.
No, Owl House is getting canceled, and I think Dana Terrace is canceling Disney. I don't think that's going to lead to very good relations between her and the company. She said she's effing tired of making Disney look good. This, of course, over the Don't Say Gay bill, which is what they're calling it. The Florida bill that you're not allowed to talk about gender and sexuality to kindergartners through third graders, as I understand it. Very sticky subject matter for a lot of reasons. It did pass in Florida. Disney employees are not happy about it. Dana Terrace, who is the creator of the Owl House, very, very not happy.
Yeah, this is her right here, pretty much.
Very,
I gotta be honest.
Very, very not happy about it, and she has some very harsh words for Disney. And I don't think she's going to be coming back to do any more.
Well, I don't know.
Disney
She didn't. She with all her harsh words and how she's mad, and she says, "I have more dilemmas here when I work for Disney." She didn't say she was quitting.
Well, that's true.
She goes, I have to feed my cat.
Okay, I'm fucking tired of making Disney look good.
They'll take their money.
Yeah, a lot of employees slamming Disney, a lot of calls on Twitter to boycott Disney. It's so funny. When we do it...
When we say boycott, when anybody says boycott Disney.
If anybody says boycott Disney, right? Twitter descends upon them. Now it's finally okay to boycott Disney. Now it's okay to boycott Disney. I'm like, just to let you guys know, we were ahead of the curve. You guys are a little late to the party.
I don't really boycott them.
No, we don't boycott them. But anytime we have
they want everything.
Any criticism of Disney will have Twitter descend upon you, dogpile you. In fact, some of our saltiest, weirdest Twitter stalkers are Disney fans. Usually it's over a stupid cartoon show.
Usually.
There's an intersection, She-Ra, or people think we hate the Owl House, which we actually gave it a good review.
Yeah, but that would require actually paying attention and listening to what we say.
People don't. They're just like, Clownfish bad. Clownfish hate gay cartoons.
My friend of a friend said. Okay, so what this is all about is, as you know, we've done video on it before. Disney had given money to some of the people that supported this bill and wrote this bill.
Yes.
But Disney, if you look, and we've talked about this, gives money to everyone. They're completely fine with all the money Disney gives to the Democrats. They're completely fine with all the money Disney gives to programs they support. What they don't like is programs that they don't like. So Disney playing both sides, which we've been telling you forever they do, they give to both. Because then no matter who's in power, they can call in favors. That's why they do it. And the people they gave money to made this new bill.
Yeah, so hashtag boycott Disney is trending. A lot of Disney employees weighing in on it. Hashtag Clownfish was right needs to be trending again because we have been telling you this for years. Now, Disney, a little bit of friendly advice, not that you're going to take it. I would say get the hell out of politics altogether.
Well, he kind of mentions that, which they don't want that. They want Disney to be uber political as long as it's for their side.
So let's talk about Bob Chapek's reaction to this.
It's a very long-winded memo.
We'll get there, and we'll talk about Dana Terrace. We'll talk about some other Disney employees being very angry over this. And I'm going to tell you, as someone who has been on the receiving end of the loving touch of Mickey Mouse's giant white-gloved hands. By loving, I mean having the shit slapped out of you for saying the wrong thing. You're probably not going to be welcome into the House of Mouse once you're done, because you basically told them to F off publicly. And that's not going to go very well.
Right, that's what you just did, and everybody knows.
Yeah, so that's the end. That is the end of the end of the end of the Owl House. Anyway, we're going to talk more about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 260,000 subs. Thank you for the support. We do talk a lot about Disney, having worked in and around the company for a number of years. We know what they're like. We've been telling you, and nobody wanted to listen. They kept saying, Clownfish are a bunch of haters. Clownfish are a bunch of bigots. But here we are. Here's
the thing, and we've been saying this for a while, too. Disney needs to stay the hell out of politics.
Yes.
And what happens is, by playing both sides, but then publicly making a big deal about one side, you're setting yourself up for this, because at this point, it doesn't matter. Even though the differential difference between how much is given to one side or the other is a huge difference. One side definitely gets the lion's share of the money, but because the other side gets any money and has to deal with these people who wrote this bill, they're terrible people. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of the bill or any of that crap because we're not telling you. You go look it up and you form your own opinion, okay? There are some things about it that I think are not great. There's some things about it that I think that they shouldn't be allowed to do that kind of stuff, and it's not right either. There's rights and wrongs on this bill for 100% certainty.
Yeah, I mean it's controversial, and again, the purpose of the video isn't to discuss the bill. I mean, we're talking Florida politics. We're not
from Florida,
but it has definitely shocked a lot of Disney's employees that they do play both sides. I am not the least bit shocked.
No, we've been telling you.
I mean, I've been telling people, and I don't know what they think, but like again, I did a media event just a couple of years ago, and almost all of the media executives there were all going on about how great Tucker Carlson was.
Mm-hmm. And you couldn't add to the conversation because you don't watch Tucker Carlson.
I don't watch Tucker Carlson.
I know, and shock to Twitter.
Shocker.
Because, it's going to be funny to them because they're convinced we're far right, even though we aren't. Here's what Chapek sent out. He got called out because Disney didn't give a response. Then when they did give a response, we talked about it. It really wasn't a response. It just talked in circles. So now he's going to address it, okay? So here is the memo. Maybe I'll have Neon read it.
That's a long memo. We'll read the memo, then we'll get to Dana Terrace's reaction to it, which she basically tells Disney to go fuck themselves. That's not gonna. Yeah,
but she doesn't say she's gonna quit either.
I think they're gonna make that decision for her.
If the house is over already, she got the memo, so she's still considered part of Disney, though.
Did you get the memo? Your show's over. It is over. Owl House is canceled. It's been canceled. They just have a couple of specials, I guess, to air.
I mean, in defense of the employees that are upset, I will say that I do think that they are completely right in the fact that they're bringing up that Disney sure as hell likes to go out and publicly get, high fives for their diversity and inclusion initiatives. They sure as hell like to cash in on the rainbow merch, especially in June. Mm-hmm. They talk a good game. They're pushing through shows and things like that have a lot. Like they wouldn't let Gravity Falls have diversity, but then Owl House had a lot, and they really do talk out of both sides of their face. So in that regard, I completely don't blame the employees for being mad, because their mind, Disney's on their side until Disney isn't on their side, they think.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's almost like we've been telling people that
Disney's on its own side.
It's on its own side. Mm-hmm. Disney is a giant conglomerate that is on its own side. It plays politicians. It plays studios, it plays fans off of each other.
You would have thought after when they closed the parks down, all the shit that went down for the cast members and all that people would have figured that out by now.
When the parks closed and they threw their cast members overboard and they started referring to them as just grunt employees. That's who they really are. They told you who they really are.
Right. And
sorry, it's taken this long to catch up.
So, I mean, in the regard that they feel like there's it's playing both sides and it's two-faced, they're not wrong. But here's the memo.
Dear team, before getting to the heart of my message, this is Bob Chapek talking, not me. I want to acknowledge all those impacted by the invasion of Ukraine. What's that have to do with the thing? Especially our team in Europe and our employees around the world who have family in the region. This is an unimaginably difficult time, and my thoughts are with you. I also want to thank the ABC News team covering the horrific events there. Their courage and dedication to informing the world during this crisis is exemplary.
Okay, I'll tell you why they're doing that, starting out with that. Because if you don't acknowledge everybody's, pain, then you're in trouble for not acknowledging everyone's pain. Also, if you talk back and make a big deal of this, well, you're a shitty person because Ukraine was the first thing on this memo.
Yeah.
You're just a shitty, entitled person that you're mad because, you should be more concerned about the Ukraine.
There you go. On Friday, I met with a small group of Disney LGBTQ plus leaders. So these are the same people that corralled Gina Carano.
I don't know.
To discuss controversial legislation pending in Florida. I think it went through. I think it actually went through today. That would impact their communities. I want to thank them for a meaningful, illuminating, and at times deeply moving conversation. I told the group I would write to the entire company with my thoughts on the issue we discussed. I wish every one of our employees could have heard not just the passionate voices in the room, but the bravery, honesty, and pride these voices expressed is a conversation I will not forget, and they're not going to let you forget it either. Holy shit!
I told you.
How many paragraphs is this? Okay. I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
Well, I can read some of it. Okay, one common theme was disappointment that the company has not issued a public statement condemning the legislation. That disappointment was compounded by the fact that while not perfect, our company has a long history of supporting the LGBTQ plus community.
Monetizing.
Which also means you owe us everything everywhere or you're not supporting us.
Monetizing.
And in fact, has played an important role in the personal journeys of so many of our employees, which is a win, I would think, for the company. I want to be crystal clear. I and the entire leadership team unequivocally stand in support of our LGBTQ plus employees, their families, and their communities. And we are committed to creating a more inclusive company and world, which they've been doing. I understand that the very need to reiterate that commitment means we still have more work to do. I also believe you deserve an explanation for why we have not issued a statement. We are going to have more fulsome conversations about this at the company-wide Reimagine Tomorrow Summit in April.
There we go.
But I will preview that discussion now, as it's so timely.
As we got caught.
Okay, as we have seen time and again, corporate statements do very little to change outcomes or minds. That is true. Instead, they are often weaponized by one side or the other to further divide and inflame.
Whoa!
Again, very true.
This is coming from the CEO of Disney.
Simply put, they can be counterproductive and undermine more effective ways to achieve change. He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Just because it's not what you want to hear, it doesn't make it untrue. This is very, very, very true. I do not want anyone to mistake a lack of a statement for lack of support. We all share the same goal for a more tolerant, respectful world. And to be fair, in Disney's defense this time, they have done so much shit to make sure. They have changed attractions. They have put all kinds of programs in place. They have restructured different elements of the company to make sure. They have rolled back rules to make sure people felt more included and seen and everything else.
So here's the thing, and this might be a very painful lesson for Disney as well. I think Disney needs to stop listening to Twitter because a lot of the trouble they've gotten themselves into was a result of them trying to virtue signal to the Twitter crowd, and it's never enough.
No, because they give, and because they didn't give the statement they wanted to hear.
Yes,
they're condemning them. Meanwhile, they treat everybody else like shit, and that's fine. Where we may differ is in the tactics to get there. And because the struggle is much bigger than any one bill in any one state, yes, I believe the best way for a company to bring about lasting change is through the inspiring content we produce, the welcoming culture we create, and the diverse community organizations we support. Basically, we're going to grassroots it. We're going to make changes in the company. We're going to try to, be an example to other companies. And we're going to put out content that, so more people that will get a chance to see themselves included, that kind of stuff. And that's what they have a real big problem with.
Yeah, it talks about, the content's top of the list. We're telling stories, raising voices. I'll just summarize here. Encanto, Black Panther, Reservation Dogs, Coco, Soul, Modern Family,
It's like we have a black friend.
Blah, blah, blah. A powerful content that changes hearts and minds only springs from inclusive cultures, which not only attract and retain the best and most diverse talent, also gives employees the freedom to bring forth ideas that blah, 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 blah. In terms of our communities, we are and will continue to be a leader in supporting organizations that champion diversity. In 2021, we provided nearly $3 million to support the work of LGBTQ plus organizations. We have a long history of supporting important events like Pride Parades, and for being there in times of need, just as we were following the Pulse shooting in Orlando. They actually did do a lot.
They did.
Then. This is why we have earned a 100% rating from the Human Rights Campaign for 16 years in a row. Finally, I want to address concerns about our political contributions to Florida. While we have not given money to any politician based on this issue, we have contributed to both Republican and Democrat legislators who have subsequently taken positions on both sides of the legislation.
Which they did.
Yep. I can also share that Jeff Morrell, our new Chief Corporate Affairs Officer, will be reassessing our advocacy strategies around the world, including political giving, as he begins to integrate the communications, public policy, government relations, and CSR teams. My advice for you, Disney, would be to stop donating to politicians because you're never going to win.
Right. Well, that's it. He even says, we gave to both sides of this argument, which they did because they want both sides so they can always have someone to call in favors, like we said. And to be fair, if you look at the breakdown of the money, they gave a shit ton more to one side than the other.
And that would be Iger's doing. Iger had his eye on the White House, as I understand it, and he definitely wanted to stay in the good graces of the
Right.
Democrats and his Hollywood friends.
And when this money was given, I don't think it was, this bill wasn't even like, going, they've been given this for a while. So it wasn't like this was given because of this bill. They might have done this after the fact, you know what I mean? But they're going to keep giving money to both political sides because they're trying to own both sides. So they always have favors to call in. They're not going to stop it because you're mad. And they're diverting all kinds of shit to the Reimagine Tomorrow and all that stuff. And some of the things they were asking were flat out insulting on their questionnaires. They're still doing it.
They're still doing it. So anyway, that has led to Dana Terrace. Definitely, she's one of the loudest voices. A lot of Disney employees are reacting. We'll go through that. We'll talk about Dana Terrace, since that's probably why most of you are clicking on this video. I gotta give a hat tip to TokuStar, who's been sending links. A lot of people calling for a Disney boycott.
I don't think there's that many people calling for it, though.
A handful of people on Twitter.
Because the majority of people don't even know about it.
Anyway, coming from Polygon, Owl House creator Dana Terrace is effing tired of making Disney look good. This comes after Disney's support of Florida's quote-unquote Don't Say Gay bill, which I believe it passed.
I don't know. I didn't look.
But she did a video and she basically was like, I am sick and tired of having to make excuses for this company. Apparently she still works there because she got the memo. She got the memo.
And she basically said it was about a moral conundrum, basically, because she needs the money, needs to live, but she's mad about what they do. So she's doing a charity stream. And I'm like, okay, well, if you guys were seriously that offended, then just quit.
People have quit their jobs for less, sometimes. I'm just saying, like, if it really means that much to you. Mm-hmm. But I think she's already kind of out the door anyway. Now, I don't know if she's working on something else, but Owl House is done. It's wrapping up. But she said, yeah, I'm effing tired of making them look good. She's doing the charity live stream. She's like, man, I know I have bills to pay, but working for this company has got me so distraught, and I hate moral quandaries about how I feed myself. Well, you might not have to worry about it.
Here's the thing, though. You and
a
a lot of people, because there's a lot of people who work for companies that support things responsibly. You're going to find, okay, any of you, go out and look and see who your company supports, especially if you're a big corporation. You're going to find they probably support a lot of things you don't agree with, and they probably support a lot of things you do agree with. That's any place you work, especially corporate America. They own both sides, because then if they have to have a favor called in, they can get what they want. This is normal behavior for corporate America.
Yeah, this is who you work for.
Reality.
And this is the thing, when these companies virtue signal and they try to chase Twitter clout, Twitter gets a very false impression of what's actually going on here. It's nothing personal. It's just business. In this case, they, I'm sure gave to this guy before this bill was introduced.
Yeah, I think so.
But of course,
But they gave to the other side too.
Yes, they did. They did. Other employees. Disney employees react to CEO's stance on Don't Say Gay bill. This is coming from Screen Rant. There are several. This guy, Benjamin Simon?
Seaman. He said it was Seaman. He said it was middle school was hell, and I'm sure it was for him.
A gay man with the last name Seaman. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds very unpleasant. Anyway,
yeah, I'm sure it was hell for him.
Yeah, I'm an LGBT animation writer at Disney, and this is why I want the company I love to take a stand against the Don't Say Gay bill. I've been struggling to tweet something coherent about this, so listen to Ben. As a fellow writer at Disney, this has been so frustrating and disheartening. Everybody should quit. Just quit. No.
Everybody has cats.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not knocking it. I've got 4. I'm just saying. I mean, everybody seems to have cats.
Everybody's got cats. You got to feed those cats.
Good luck finding food. We can't find cat food half the time around here. Like, there's never cat food on the shelves.
Let's see. Lillian Bowden? I don't know. Love being a part of a Disney Channel show known for featuring gay characters and storylines. Don't Say Gay bill will be detrimental to LGBTQIA plus kids. There's some fans chiming in here. We've got Sam King, frustrating that us LGBTQ
so all Disney
employees have to speak up about existing and wanting other people in our community to be safe. Well, you got the memo, right? I'm gay. I work for Disney in feature animation. Disney needs to support the people making the content and the families we're making them for. Silence is unacceptable. This is the thing. You guys probably got your job during the Iger years. Mm-hmm. And I do think on some levels things are going to change. Bob Chapek has, and we did a video about this before, where people said he is definitely more apolitical than Iger. It's just going to take a couple of years for, I mean, I think they're going to do some stuff, but I think they're going to try to go back to just creating content and entertainment for general audiences. They will also create more niche content, but
I think they will continue to put representation in their stuff. I really do. I believe that they'll continue to do that. They're just saying we're not getting into politics. We're giving to both sides.
I think they should give to no sides. I think that's
that's what I think too. I'm tired of them being politicized.
The only way that this is going to be 100% fair across the board is, Disney can do whatever it wants to do internally. Like, this is the kind of content we're going to produce or whatever. But they need to stop giving to politicians.
But even if they stop giving to that politician tomorrow, it's not going to effing matter. That's already whatever's done is done. It's not going to change anything. So, but basically he's saying is, well, we can't really change politics. What we can do as a company is work to do better as a company and set examples moving forward and look into internally what we can do. And I don't think that doesn't sound to me like he's ignoring it.
Yeah, I don't think he's ignoring it, but I think it's kind of like it is a tricky situation because when you've spent so much time cultivating a certain audience, and we know how Twitter is, and as soon as you do something that they don't like, they turn on you, and Disney is going to see this for sure, firsthand. You're gonna see this. So I think at the end of the day, they got to kind of go where the money is. And
well, at the end of the day, most people don't even know about this issue.
No, they don't.
I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. Unless you're from Florida. Unless you follow like Twitter very closely and like all these entertainment blogs, most people don't even know about it.
This is like Georgia all over again, like most of the country.
Yeah, look what happened there. No one cared.
They're still filming movies in Georgia.
Yeah, I feel like, they did. I feel like, the guy from Seinfeld, he's like, look around, nobody cares.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what like was the Jurassic Park movie. I was like, that's what it's like. Nobody, I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel bad. I'm not saying that, these people, are wrong to be upset. What I am saying is the general public isn't even aware of it.
I think it's funny because Screen Rant takes the opportunity to dunk on Disney and say that, oh yeah, they just had, very minor, middling representation in Beauty and the Beast and The Rise of Skywalker. But Andy Mack and the Owl House, both shows that got canceled prematurely, they were great. They were fantastic.
Andy Mack was a good show, which we said many times.
Yeah, actually, Andy Mack was pretty good. Then they had the drama with the dad. I guess the dad or the grandfather.
That had more to do with it being canceled. But the thing is, it's like we said Andy Mack and the Owl House were good shows.
Yeah. People don't actually pay attention. They basically look at the thumbnails. They think we're saying something we're not actually saying. And then they go running to Reddit and Twitter.
That's what they're going to do now.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
I'm like, I get why they're upset. I think they have a reason to be. I can see why, because the way Disney, monetizes identity, they have a right to be upset. But the flip side is exactly what we told you. They give to both sides, and they gave to people on both sides of this bill. And it was up to the legislation in Florida that won out. Disney's not taking a stance either way, but they'll take it. They'll try to do more internally to make it better for people.
So Disney let you down. Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
The dejected Mickey Mouse Club.
Right, yeah. We'll welcome you.
Sure. You can be a bunch of haters like
us.
Like us.
Yeah.
Bitter Disney haters. Now that there are a lot more bitter Disney haters.
Right. So, welcome to the dark side.
Welcome to the dark side.
We don't have pixie dust.
All right, we got to wrap this up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.